Okay, this is the first time I've screen recorded and talked at the same time, so I'm not 100% sure this is working, but hopefully you can hear me okay. So I missed the webinar on this, so I'm not 100% sure I'm doing this correctly, but it worked out for me, so I'm going to show you what I did. So I'm just on my little dashboard here. I went over here to where all the documents and settings and stuff are. And then over here, I had to enable online scheduling. So I believe at first when I would click it, there was a little thing that said enable online scheduling. So you want to enable that. And then you're going to want to add a service. And I can't remember if it walked me through all of this stuff. But let's see. So let's say that we're going to add a service and I'll just delete it later. So the annoying part about this is it's got a spot where you can write a description, a location. So at first I thought oh, let's say my mini session was at Balboa Park. I'll do Balboa Park mini session, set the location, fill the stuff out. But I don't think it works that way. So I just did 15-minute mini session. So just a blanket service that works for all of your locations. The annoying thing about 17 Hats online scheduling, from everything that I've researched, it doesn't look like you can actually have individual information about each location pop up on the same calendar, if that makes sense. So really I had to direct my clients to the schedule and then direct them to the calendar. So it's not like they could click on September 15th and see where the mini session is. They already had to know what location they wanted when they're clicking the date, if that makes sense. So let's just say that we're going to call this mini session. Right here in the service description, I did all of the guidelines. So I did number one, sessions are 15 minutes long. Number two, sessions are non-refundable, blah, 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 blah. So basically everything they're going to read again in the contract, but just so they know how the mini session works before they schedule it. So then down here, I also did not add a location because again, I could not figure out a way to do it to where the location I add here was popping up for every single available date. So I just skipped it. So the actual length of your service in minutes. So I did 15 minutes. That's my mini sessions this year. Time buffer before appointments. I'm going crazy this year. I'm not doing a time buffer. So 0 minutes. But I mean, obviously you could set 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. Time buffer after appointments. Samesies. I did 0. So I'm literally going back to back to back. And I'm doing them every 15 minutes. So, yeah, okay. So setting all this stuff up. Terms of service, I believe I filled this out too. I think I copied and pasted what I put before. I'll have to double check what mine says. But basically, you set all this stuff up and it walks you through everything. This is the easy stuff because it walks you through everything. So I didn't do any of the tags because that seems really fancy. And I just wanted to get this done as quickly as possible. So I made sure that this created a new project. So every time somebody books a session, it automatically creates a project for them. And then I have this update project date to booking time. So basically, if they click that they want to shoot at 4 p.m. on September 15th, the project will reflect that. Down here, I personally did require approval to confirm, basically just because I was really nervous that it might double book people. I read on Facebook that some people were having problems with that, so I just wanted to double check that it wasn't going to do that. So I required approval. It basically just pops up on my my dashboard every time somebody books, which it pops up anyway because it prompts me to, officially book them. But yeah, so I think you could go either way on that. It doesn't really seem to do anything special for me. So I chose my regular shoot calendar. I actually created this holiday mini session because I didn't know what I was doing, but I like everything just on one calendar. This is the big one here. This is the kicker. So the bummer about the online scheduling through 17 Hats is that they do not require an invoice to be paid before they're officially quote unquote booked, which is super annoying, and hopefully they'll change it soon because I don't understand why it would be like that. But if you choose a workflow to start as soon as they hit that book button, they'll get sent an invoice and a contract and all that stuff. So I created a 2019 holiday mini sessions workflow. Basically, it just automatically sends them their contract and their invoice the minute that workflow starts. So even though it's not making them do it before they're officially booked, it sends it right after. And I think I made sure in like the terms and in the description up here, I made sure to write sessions are not officially booked until invoice is paid, invoice is due within 48 hours, yada, yada, yada. So yes, so then down here, confirmation email. I didn't do that because they're already getting an email with the invoice. I figured that was confirmation enough. So add service. Okay, and this is, oh my gosh, I have to say something. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Save. So now this is the official link that people would use to schedule. You have to set availability for your schedule, okay? So you are going to be on the availability tab. This is where you write what dates you are deciding to do. So, oh, is this my original one? Because I do kind of want to see that. So let's see, services. Let's click mine. Okay, nope, availability. I think you would have to click add a schedule to start from scratch. This is the one I already did. Sorry, I'm confused. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you this one. So I put in the schedule name. It's not displayed publicly, so it can be whatever you want. This link is super annoying, so I'll tell you what I did to fix it later. You're going to select your service to add, which is going to be your mini session. And then this is selecting calendars to cross-check, just to make sure you don't double book. I just added both of my calendars for shiggles. But, just whatever. Okay, so I definitely prevented clients from scheduling a new appointment less than 48 hours in advance. And I don't want clients to be able to cancel or change appointments at all. So I wrote that they could not do that less than 5,000 hours in advance, which covers my butt, and so they cannot cancel or change appointments. Down here is the rules. So I added rules, and rules are basically your mini session dates and availability. So already, depending on whatever length of session and buffer you set, it'll automatically add all of that, but you have to add what day you're available, what time your sessions are going to start, and what time your sessions are going to end, or your availability is going to end. So for example, I have 15-minute sessions. I say my availability ends at 6:30. The last session slot that will be available for booking is 6:15. So I added all of my session dates here. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but then you can look down here on the calendar. So my first mini session day is the 15th, and I've already booked a few sessions, which is nice. But yeah, so this is where it's super confusing, is that they should have like a custom thing here where you can write like a title for each rule. So you could write the location out for each one. That's the part I couldn't figure out. So really, like, when people click on it, it's just the date and then the available time slots. But so you add all your mini session days there, and then you save. And then this is the booking link that you can share. So if you want to view what it looks like, mine looks like this. So that's my first mini session day, and they show up in black. So any available days show up in black. So if I click it, you can see my remaining times for that day. Now, I didn't like this big ugly link here, so I actually embedded it into my website. I made a page for my reservations. So right here, my holiday mini session reservations. I embedded and there's an embed option somewhere in here, probably if you view it or if you copy it, or I don't remember. You can figure that part out. Settings? Shoot, now I don't remember. I just saw it too, which is really annoying. Maybe if I edit it? Yes. Okay, so I hit the embed link. embedded the calendar down here so people can just go to chaseandaylightphoto.com/reservations. That part took me a long time to figure out because I really didn't want to paste that big ugly link and everything. And so then I just made a page and I put my schedule and then I put the calendar. It's a little bit messy. It's not as nice as I wish it would be, but I think it'll work okay. And so far, it's been really smooth. I get notified every time somebody requests a booking spot, and it shows up here in this bookings tab before they officially are confirmed. So I can kind of keep track on people that need to still pay invoices and things like that. Um, and it's worked out so far. Nobody's had any complaints, and everybody's been able to pretty easily schedule. The only, again, like bummer is they really need to have invoices um, attached to the actual booking process because I have like 5 people that haven't paid yet, and it's just a little bit annoying. But yeah, and then everybody shows up on my projects, and hopefully that helped. I know it's a little bit muddled, probably. I'm not the best to explain things, but I literally had to sit here for 3 hours and try to figure it out. And that's where I had the hang up on what was let me see, let me get back to that page. My biggest hang up on was what is a service and what is an availability and what is a rule. So, yeah, hopefully that helps you out. And if you have any questions, you can let me know and maybe I can answer them. All right.